What is the double 6-7 rule? It is double times per minute, 60% kill participation, 700 damage per minute. In this video, we will go through it and figure out why is it important, why is it good, and what we get from completing this. Why is it important to get double champs a minute? Well, the reason that you really need to get 2 champs a minute is simply put, if you don't get 2 champs a minute, you will be far weaker than you're supposed to. Throughout the game, you will have on average 2.4 chimes spawning every minute, but if you're collecting 2.4 a minute, I'm afraid that you end up kind of messing up your tempo collecting those. So the goalpost is that you collect 2 a minute to make sure that you're continuously staying as strong as you're supposed to without sacrificing tempo or being at the wrong spot at the wrong time. Why is 60% kill participation important as BARD? The reason 60% kill participation is important as BARD is for many reasons. One of the simplest ones though is that you're playing a roaming support with lots of impact. If you have less KP than 60%, it's strictly telling me that you're not impacting the map as nearly as much as you're supposed to. If you have less than 60%, you're not where you're supposed to be. You're not participating in the fights you need to be. You're not moving when you need to be. Your tempo is overall off. So 60% should be the bare minimum. Anything below 60% in a normal game length is you performing not as well. Obviously, if a game is not lasting very long, haven't been able to roam a lot, and you just win the game at 15 minutes because I'm an early FF, you generally will have lower KP than 60%. But if the game does end up lasting the 27 to 30 minutes, which I believe is average, you're supposed to have 60% at minimum. Anything less, you could have done more, and that's what we need to make sure that we always try to do them as much as we can. Why should you aim for 700 damage a minute on BARD? Well, the reason we want to aim for 700 damage a minute on BARD, it's a bit of a goalpost. I think it's a bit of a high number, but I think it's an insanely realistic number to hit in a 30-minute game. If the game lasts for a bit less, 20 minutes, you're not supposed to be doing 700 damage a minute because your damage ramps up the more chimes you get, the more meeps you have, because you will have an overall higher DPS, right? The reason we need to make sure we hit a high damage per minute is that the damage per minute kind of indicates that we are positioning correctly, we are at the team fights we are supposed to be at, and we are hitting the abilities, the Qs, that we are supposed to while continuously auto-attacking, optimizing our Deadman's Blade auto-attacks and our Bloodstorm auto-attacks, right? If we don't hit this number, or at least close to it in a normal game length, it shows that we are not where we are supposed to once again, and we are not doing nearly as much throughout the team fight as we're supposed to, and it can tell us that our positioning might not be right, our tempo might not be right, and it gives us an insight into what we should be fixing. If we, however, do look at 700 damage a minute, we can kind of strictly say that we did everything we were supposed to throughout the game in that matter. How do you check it? For me, it's just math, right? 700 damage a minute means 7,000 damage per 10 minutes, which means in a 30-minute game you need to do 21k damage. Putting it all together, how would meeting all 3 criteria help you climb? So the way the 6-7 rule, as we funny meme, we named it, it will allow you to make sure that your tempo is always correct. You're never weaker than you're supposed to, and you position and use your ability rotation correctly. If you're not hitting these rules, you're generally not playing the game correctly on BARD. So as long as we hit all of these things, we know that we're doing these things 100% correctly. Why are deaths not counted? Shouldn't you try to minimize deaths? Deaths rarely matter because there's both good and bad deaths, famously put by the boss, right? You can die at moments where it doesn't really cost your team anything. Let's say 1 minute and 20 seconds before dragon spawns, you get caught or you get killed because enemy team uses their flashes and their ult abilities to kill you. This is generally not a death that I would think would matter too much because I'm up a night before the dragon. They won't have flash now for dragon. They may not even have the ults for dragon. And in my head, I now still have plenty of time to get vision control around dragon, and I have plenty of time to ward up, and we now have summoner's advantage over them. That's a good death, and it won't matter really that much, right? And therefore, I don't really care about the amount of deaths. Why isn't your KDA part of the rules? For the same reason as the other thing. I don't care about how many kills you have, how many assists you have, or how many deaths you have. They don't really indicate anything. Because you can be in a game where you have a total of 120 kills throughout the 2 teams, right? And everyone is averaging 10 deaths. Then it won't matter that you die 10 times. It's just a long game with a lot more deaths, right? The math behind it is that we need to make sure we are participating in as many fights as we possibly can without it being kind of unrealistic, since in the earlier part of the game we might not be able to participate because we can't leave lane if the lane state doesn't allow us to. And that's why we put it at 60%. Why doesn't vision score matter? Vision score, as many other things, is a number you can inflate incredibly easy without it actually mattering. Like, let's say you have 120 vision score. Sounds impressive, sounds insanely good, but none of the vision resulted in any leads, meaning that the vision didn't help you get a kill or summon an advantage or secure an objective or something like that. The vision just saw someone at a point where you already had seen him right before at a different ward, but you still got a vision score because it spotted someone. That's a vision that doesn't matter, and that's why vision score doesn't matter on its own. Obviously, all of these numbers matter to a degree, but it's not a number that I look at and I think, I played well, or I played poorly. Why don't you use OPG scores as a metric? Because it doesn't make sense at all. The OPG score, I swear, is just meant to make you feel proud of yourself or mad at your teammates, generally, right? Your OPG does not look at context of what happened at the game, it just looks at pure numbers that, without context, will never matter. Why doesn't gold per minute matter with BARD? Don't you want to be above the item curve to do damage? If you have a super high gold per minute, I would assume it's because you took gold per minute away from your teammates. Let's say you have 500 gold a minute, which is insane. I think a normal support would maybe be between 300 and 400 gold per minute, right? I would assume that means that you took a ton of kills that your other teammates probably would have had, which means you're not gaining more gold than normally, you're taking gold from other people that can use the gold better. Sure, BARD is insanely good with gold and he does fairly well with it, but you don't benefit from taking gold away from your team, you generally want to generate gold with your team. Meaning that if you take gold without generating gold, you're not doing too much. How is it ever possible to reach 700 damage as tank BARD? Wouldn't you do no damage? So the fun thing about BARD is that the tankier he is, the longer he can stay in a fight, the more auto attacks with meeps and Qs he can get out. The meep cone does a surprising amount of damage if you're hitting, let's say, one person, and the meep then hits 2 or 3, 4 more people, then each auto attack can easily do 600 damage because it's hitting 3, 4, 5 people with the meep. Let's say you have 30 times, you have 3 meeps, you're above 50 times, you have 4, 65 times, you have 5, right? Plus they're recovering throughout the fight. It's insanely easy for you, if you are able to stay in a fight, to pump up your damage numbers by a lot. And remember, every time you do damage, you generally will also slow, which means utility numbers, right? Because every auto attack with a meep will slow, every Q will either slow or stun as well. So you're not just doing damage, you're also doing utility and CC, helping your teammates in that way. Obviously, my favorite build right now is the Deadman's Blade into Liandry's. You're not as 100% tanky, it's easier to hit higher damage, but you can easily hit 700 damage as well with Deadman's Blade into K-Nick or Frozen Heart and these more tankier items that allows you to just position a lot more aggressively. How can you do 700 damage a minute when you're behind? Wouldn't you be behind the item curve and just get one shot every game? Sure, if you're playing from super far behind, it becomes harder to do anything correctly. But overall put, the 6-7 rule is placed as a rule for the average game, where we assume that the game doesn't start off with you being super far behind or super far ahead for that matter. It's just a game where most of the time both teams could win the game. And these metrics helps us getting an edge to make sure that we have a higher chance of winning the game. So no, if you're giga losing the game, I'm not expecting you to hit 700 damage a minute. I still expect you to hit 60% KP though, because if you're not doing that, you're at least not positioning correctly in the tempo-wise where you're supposed to be, meaning that you're not at the fights that's happening. But hitting 700 damage a minute when enemy team is super strong and they kill you a lot faster is of course a lot harder. How can you reach 700 damage a minute if the game was short? You don't have enough charms or items. Well, that's what I mentioned earlier as well, right? When I say 700 damage a minute, the longer the game goes on, the easier it is to hit 700 damage and even further. When I say 700 damage a minute, I expect the game to at least be 27 minutes for us to hit this. If the game lasts less than that, I think it's really hard, because leaving laning phase, let's say the first 14 minutes of the game, you're not close to 700 damage a minute, because you interact a lot less with people, because you're weaker at that point, you're waiting for your Deadman's Blade to be a lot more aggressive, right? So you overall do less damage per minute the first 14 minutes, and then it ramps up by a lot. When you start mid to late game, you start having 30-35 chimes with a big AoE cone with 3 meeps. So super short games, don't expect to hit 700 damage a minute. Still 2 chimes a minute, still 60% KP though. How is it possible to reach 60% kill participation when you're weak in the early levels? What about the solo kills the top and mid lane get? Wouldn't that lead to lower KP? Most of the time, even if you're weak early game, you're supposed to be able to roam a lot of the time. As long as the wave state is good for your AD carry, you can roam. Getting assist with BARD is incredibly easy. Assist your jungler with an E or just a W will give you an assist if they touch the enemy champion, right? BARD is incredibly easy to farm KP with without even interacting with the enemy champion by simply just using your E and W or R correctly. So it should be easy, winning or losing, to hit that, because it's all about being at the right place at the right time, aka using your tempo correctly. How do you get double times a minute when you're losing? Wouldn't you lose control over parts of the map? It can be tricky, you can be super unlucky and have all your chimes spawn in the enemy jungle while you're giga losing. If that happens, you're just on tough luck, but 90% of the games, that should never be an issue. If you see a person that achieved double chimes and 60% kill participation, but doesn't reach 700 damage a minute, what kind of bad habits do you think they have? How could they improve? Well, simply put, if they hit 60% KP and they hit double chimes, but they don't hit 700 damage a minute, they're not auto-attacking enough, they're not positioning correctly, they're not hitting the Qs correctly. With the Q fixing, auto-attack before your Q will make you hit a lot more Qs because your auto-attack with the meep will slow, making it easier to hit the Q. With the auto-attacks, it comes down to positioning, it comes down to moving between each auto-attack, getting the deathmatch damage proc, using spells between auto-attacks like using a W to proc Bloodsong to increase your damage as well. All of these small things will help you hit 700 damage a minute, and then it's of course just positioning correctly in a place where you're able to continuously put pressure without instantly dying. If you see a person that achieved double chimes and 700 damage a minute but doesn't reach 60% kill participation, what kind of bad habits do you think they have, or how could they improve? Well, if they're doing a ton of damage without people dying, I assume it's because they're taking bad fights, meaning that they're either playing too much alone without their win condition, or they're starting fights that they cannot win, but they get to pump out a lot of damage, but they don't win the fight so no one dies, so they don't get kill participation. This means that you're probably not partnering up with your strongest teammate and you're shadowing them and playing around them. Whether it being your top mid jungle AD carry, it's playing around the precedent as I call it, and the precedent can change multiple times throughout the game, just like in real world. So yeah, find the precedent, play around them. Generally if the person that's either super strong on your team or the person that's fighting the most, those are the people you want to play with. If you see a person with 60% kill participation, 700 damage a minute, but doesn't reach double chimes, what kind of bad habits do you think they have? Well, it's very simple. If they are hitting all those numbers but not double chimes a minute, they're not laying out a route when going from point A to point B throughout most of the chimes, meaning that they don't think about the passive at all. They might have overcorrected and thought, okay, the chimes are baiting me, I'm always late because I'm collecting my chimes, so now that we have overcorrected and we don't collect our chimes at all. We need to just build a path in our head that doesn't take too long. It might go astray, but the movement speed makes up for us going astray, you know? So lay a path when you know you're moving from this point to this point through as many chimes as possible. If I'm meeting all 3 rules but I'm still not climbing, what could I be doing wrong? Potentially, very likely, it comes down to itemization then. Or it just comes down to how you actually play the first 10 minutes, right? During the first 10 minutes, you rarely get much KP, you rarely get much damage per minute, you rarely get the 2 chimes a minute. Laning phase is kind of like when you're building a house, right? But the laning phase is the foundation. You might be very good at building the house, but if the foundation is shit, the house is gonna collapse within a few years, which means you're not gonna climb, right? So we need to make sure that we are not dying too much during the laning phase, we are not getting our AD carry killed too many times, or at least roaming at bad times, which means that our AD carry dies or just doesn't get to see us. AKA, we need to make sure that we at least always a positive neutral, never negative or negative neutral. As a support, our job is to put pressure during laning phase so our AD carry can farm without dying and roaming around the map whenever our AD carry does not need us. Let us know in the comments if you have any questions, and now since you're all experts, I'm going to show you a game that proves why completing all 3 rules can win you every game. Enjoy the video, Thank you so much for watching. So the way we can try to do this is that we just try to shop the first wave and play in the minion wave, because Nautilus shouldn't be able to just walk up to us without at least taking quite a beating. I have the practice on it. That's why I did the BARD mid lane arc, so I actually had a bit of practice. So we will see here. Yeah, we're looking to push this. So you see me kind of mimicking the pushes, what mimicking, copying, call it what you want.
Oh no.
Didn't hit level, like, I didn't react fast enough. That's my bad. I thought for sure we would be able to get level 2 first, but Nautilus actually pushes really fast with the W. I think it's fine.
Uh-oh.
Maybe it's not fine now. Okay, he didn't get trapped. I don't have my W. The reason I think it's fine is because Siva doesn't really get punished. She will get the farm and experience, right? That's funny. Nautilus gives and Nautilus takes, it seems. You just went from smurfing the lane to fucking griefing the lane that quickly, dude. That's funny, dude. Nautilus is bot lane. Oh, that was close. I don't think there's anything I can do to kill the Syndra. I hit the stun, just Cho'Gath being there. Jace missed his point blank Q on the Viego, so Viego left for like 2 more auto attacks because of that. I was there before Nautilus, that's all that matters. We seem to have a mess of a game! Viego might die here though. Viego did indeed die. Syndra's already level 6 though. Did Diana? No, Diana didn't live. I was like, what? That's such a good double stun. Why are you so good, Lathy? Because it's all I do for a living. Imagine if I did this every day and I was bad. I'd be kind of sad.
Bye-bye.
I think I have to add the damage. Yeah, I think I have to add the damage. I think. Maybe I just died for fun, though. Who knows? My score is 1-2-3. Very cool. She fucking went the other way. It was a bit of a blind. Well, GG, I think. Oh! My bad. Honestly, I shouldn't have gone up to try to help Diana. We should probably also just been happy with the flash instead of flashing over the wall after the Viego, right? Cho'Gath never ate anyone, I think. 1 for 1 and we got the flash. Just held my Q until she used her abilities there. You wanna fight the Cho'Gath? He doesn't have protocol yet. It might be playable. Does he have flash though? I don't know. Chat! Huh. He just got fucked. He did in fact not have flash. Do we stay here? And can we can one-shot him if he doesn't have TP. Okay, so the idea here is that what, we kill him as a no, we just fucking kill the tower, what? Yeah, I'm staying. Joker shouldn't be able to enter here. Yeah, he can. I can't hit the tower here, because if I hit the tower it becomes tankier. I'll do it now though. Because I want my stacks, and I want to be paid for all my time up here. Would be Giga overpowered if your Q slow skill with champs? I think he's already overpowered, so any buff would make him Giga overpowered, yeah. I need my champs here. Jace, no! Mr. Mentos have muted himself. So yeah, any buff would make BARD broken, because he's already broken, so any buff would make him Giga broken. What the fuck? Didn't expect the Syndra and Nautilus to be in there as well. Caitlyn doesn't have flash.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Whee! The auto attacks goes to the moon. What? That actually connected to me? That actually connected to me as well, that's done. That's crazy. Well, we get tier 2 top lane. We don't lose anything but kills while they lose Tower and Herald for this. So I actually think this is still great for us, I think. And they also, yeah, I think it's great for us. He recalls in there, so I just want to cancel him because I'm a piece of shit. I'm going Charm City here. I don't think we should be fighting here. I think this is a big mistake. We don't have ults, and we're still pushing our top lane. I think this is a large mistake. Why is Syndra? Question mark, where is Syndra? Probably playing with them balls. I use a T502. Why you flash at Caitlyn? Ooh, the flash, dude. Not the flash, the double stun. Can I reset, please? Can I please reset now? At this point, I actually don't want to reset. Because I need like 100 more gold. Well, isn't this awkward? Used it to flash you all 30 seconds ago. It was sarcastic, Hilramus, when I asked Caitlyn what the flash was. Because I just forced him to use it earlier. Come on! Why are you forcing me to explain this shit? What the fuck? Well, he ate me. He has no eat. He fucking ate my ass! How dare he? I did not sign up for that type of relationship, I'll be honest with you. Hey, language. What? Nothing bad about ass. Ass is not a bad word, it's just part of your body. Don't be so soft, Wowie.
Nope.
Knock off City, let me leave! He ate my ass again! I got fucking stun locked, but like, realistically, what they did is not good because they used too much to kill me. And my death didn't change the outcome of what was happening. We already got the tower. We already had good tempo. Like, it doesn't change anything, but it's annoying that he's continuously eating me. A good death? Yeah, it's not a bad death at least. I don't know if I would classify it as a good one, but it's not a bad death. The fact that I eat both Noble's ult and Cho'Gath's ult just kind of guarantees the outcome on the next fight, right? If they try to fight again. And if they don't fight, then we trade BARD for tower, which is, and few ults, which is also good. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, he ate my ass again! I thought I would kill her. That's the third time he eats my ass! I could have ignited the Caitlyn, but I thought I would have Caitlyn, but then I got, I got ulted for 1163 damage, dude. What is that? Like, what is that? What do you mean 1163? What is this? Good counterplay, and I got double ignited as well, man. This is a non-consensual thing that's continuously happening. I might be dressing provocatively, but I'm not asking for this, I promise. No, I wouldn't be able to do that. If I just go on the Cho'Gath Nautilus, it takes too long. No! No! Get him! Fucking pulled me out of my queue. I need Randuin's. I need Randuin's. Then I need Magic Resist. Can you 1v1 the Viego? No, he has too much HP. I can 1v1 him if I have 75 chance if we start off the fight without him being on top of me. Meaning that I face stick into him. But right now I don't have the damage to go through this HP. Like he's sitting close to what, 3000 HP and then with the shield 4000 effective HP and then some lifesteal of course, right? I don't have that type of damage yet. I would need 75 times for that. There's many things I want to do in life, but I'm not trusting you, Wowie. I ain't trusting you. Diana's dead on the side, chat. How did Diana die on the side? They're also low. Things in refined terms was also why I thought BARD looked to get a late game spike when I looked at his numbers. 75 is just really good. No idea how Diana died. We don't get the soul now, and they get more time to scale. This is a dangerous position to be in. It's a dangerous position to be in. Because I don't know how the game state is gonna be in 4 minutes, man. I don't know. Because they are farming super minions, they have experience lead most places, and Caitlyn is Thanos. I have Randuin soon though. That's gonna help me a lot against Caitlyn. But then I need magic resist because Syndra's also being very strong. I have it now. Profane Hydra, 5 gifted, and that's gonna be my last item, Mr. Wowie. You're broke? It's a rough life, dude. No Profane Hydra then. Why is it they want to push bot lane so badly? I guess we just go now on Baron, right? Nice! Worth. Like legitimately so fucking worth, right? You need to get 2 champs a minute. 2 champs a minute is what you need to do. Syndra stole the Baron! How? But 2.5 spawn per minute? Yeah, no shit, but you can't collect them all per minute. Or else you're fucking your tempo very hard and then you're playing like shit. So you aim for 2 champs per minute, because that way you can still maintain the tempo you're supposed to be able to. Don't eat me! You bloody bastard! I do not consent, dude. GG! GG! Easy peasy! Plus 60. Whoop, whoop.